As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Good morning, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are doing phenomenal today. I really do. It is a great day. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and we are already past the manic Monday and into Tuesday. Pretty soon, we're going to be at hump day and we're going to be sliding into the rest of our week or into our weekend. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Getting a lot of support for the prayer vigil that we are going to be having, at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. I've reached out to Hawkins County as well as TBI. Would love nothing more than them to be a part of it. There's also we've got other things going on that are in the works to help make this a successful event. So getting very excited. So I hope all is well. As many of you guys know, I haven't really been following. I've been keeping my eye on this case. Of course, it's kind of hard not to know, about Vicky and Casey White and them, having this manhunt about them and wondering where they were going, always being one step ahead. And kudos to law enforcement for what they've done. They actually captured one of them. One of them is not with us this morning. We are going to talk about that. Also, many of you guys have been telling you guys about the notifications. The notifications are getting wonky on YouTube every now and again. It does happen. So please go out. If you're not getting your notifications, go out and unsubscribe, resubscribe. But that bell is so important. If it's on personalized, you're not going to get all the content. If you change that bell to all, you won't miss a thing. I'm saying this because, many people are subscribed to Jonathan Lee Rich's, but haven't been getting their notifications when he's submitting his content out. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting his content, because yesterday was huge. He actually had a friend of ours, Mike, which I am going to be bringing up on panel at 7:30. And he actually was out there at the car wash, got the one of the attendants at the car wash actually let him go into the room, and he was able to record with Casey being in that the car wash and what Casey's movements were. He was able to get that. Jonathan, I believe, streamed that live on his channel, and I missed it. And that was a pretty. Betsy, I think there are some people that are trying. We've got a lot of support from, not only the law enforcement out there, but we have support from some of the residents out there that are helping guide us and getting people to this event in front of Hawkins County Sheriff. If people want to go out into the boonies and be in a dark park, more power to them. But again, it is what it is. There's just going to be some people that just can't, they've got issues, they just can't act adult. So we're just going to let it be. I've got nothing more to say about it. Let them do their thing. We're doing the right thing. We're doing it out of a place of love. They're doing it out of a place of hate. So let them do what they need to do. At any rate, we've got a lot of support. There's going to be other people. I'm reaching out to other people in the area that will, be in at Hawkins County Sheriff. We're looking for. I'll leave it because obviously there is a element that wants to see this fail, which it's not. We've already got over 30 people that have confirmed. These are the people that have reached out to me to confirm, and that's just people that sub me. I have no idea, there's other creators that are going to be out there. And those other creators have a following. So their followers, there's going to be several in their group that's coming out there too. So I anticipate this. If all of us brought 30 people, I mean, this is going to be pretty big. 30 people have already personally confirmed with me. So, there's going to be other creators out there. Hopefully Cracking Cases, it comes out there. They've been up there. Benny's let me know that he's, there, which is going to be good. I mean, because people know that Benny and I have not been the best of friends. And I think it's important that, we can show the world that just because we have opposing views does not mean we have to, maul each other. We'll always pull each other's pigtails because of just the history, that's just all there is to it. I don't foresee that ever stopping, but it's just a different playing field. And so I do appreciate that. I appreciate him being respectable. I don't know how long it's going to last, folks, but if it's just for one day, I'll take it, right? If it's just for one day, I'll take it. Anyways, as we get people coming into the room, we're just going to go through. Guys, good morning to all. Let's just see who's all in here. We got Diesel Puppy. Nice to see you, Crystal. Bullhorn Betty's present. Bob G. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Patricia. Patricia is the one that always, and she's got a new one coming. And I'll have to show it to you. I've got it on my phone, but I didn't. I forgot to email it to myself this morning. So I'll have to show you that. It's a good one that she did of Dawn. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. LS, nice to see you. Amber. Oh, geez. What is that? Girl? Sure. I don't know. I'm sorry. Gigi for life. Nancy B. Amalu. LS, I think I already got to you. Betsy, it's nice to see you. Emma's in the room. Cotton Candy. Hope 2019. Good morning. Good morning. Jackie, I think it's Jerse Girl. I don't know. Kill me. I'm sorry. Yes, LS. It is nice. I really think that this really shows to me that people, because some people just don't like me. They don't like me because of the way I look. They don't like me because of my political leanings. They don't like me for this. They don't like me because I am a bold woman on YouTube. God knows the list goes on and on. These people have never met me. They have no clue who I truly am. Yet they go out and tell this world, like they were my BFF for 20 years, every little detail about me because they know me. It's just insane. These people are just insane to me. But whatever. Here in Wales, UK. Nice to see you, Jackie. Thank you for visiting us from across the pond. I really do appreciate that. Yeah. My little corner, Tennessee, good morning. And Lindsay Marie, good morning. It's nice to see you guys all here this morning. So while we wait for Mike to get up and awake, I kind of popped it on him this morning after I saw the video. I just asked him, I said, hey, you want to come live? I said, I'd love just to get your insight since you were out there. He actually got, like I said, they went to the car wash. The attendant actually took him to the back room and he played their cameras. So we could see exactly what Casey White was doing. He was opening the back door. A lot of people thought that Casey was just going to Vicky as soon as he got out. And apparently it wasn't like that. They were together. They planned this. They were, and there's some articles, putting that out there. Did they get married? I have no earthly idea one way or another. I don't know. But we're definitely going to have somebody on here that's going to discuss, the case that actually has a little more insight and actually went out to the scene where that standoff was yesterday in Indiana. And he just so happens to be a friend. So it was really cool. Kudos to Jonathan for getting that content. If you guys have not gone over to Jonathan Lee Rich's, aka JLR's page, and subscribe to him, please do. He does get some amazing content, and we've been working on different stuff. Well, I've been, he works on Summerwell stuff, but he also does other things. I do some other things, but primarily have been fixated on the children and the parents right now because it seems to be such a huge problem in the country. And I'm also trying to find ways to fix it. We're trying to figure out and strategically plan on how we're going to deal with this on a national level. And with us traveling all over the country and meeting people, primarily politicians all over the country, it seems like this would be an easy pitch to talk. I know that there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to child welfare laws, but it's got to start. These conversations have to start somewhere. They really do. They have to start somewhere. So, anyways, today is a great day. Kudos to law enforcement. The manhunt for Casey White and Vicky White has ended. Many don't realize Vicky is no longer with us today due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So Casey's going back to prison to serve the rest of his life, probably in maximum, like he will never be able to escape again. I doubt he's ever going to, and I doubt they're ever going to allow a woman near him in prison again. It's a sad state because, Vicky, from all appearances, appeared to have been a great correctional officer, 16 years, getting ready to retire. She lost her retirement and pension over 10 days of her life. It is just, to me, insane to throw your entire life away over this man. And there is a lot. And again, this comes back to Jonathan Lee Riches. He put out a video stating, was this all a hoax? Him talking, that Casey, I'm referring to, Casey speaking or going to Alabama and confessing to a crime. Was that all part of this elaborate escape plan? Because they said that Vicky and him have been corresponding for quite some time. So did she have some insider information related to that case in Alabama that he was trying to confess to? Now he's recanting his confession. And I think I'm not sure, how, even though he comes up, and this is the problem law enforcement is going to have. What does it say, Andrea? Can you please explain why they wouldn't give? Oh, I could care less. We're not paying attention. There's going to be one or two people that aren't, they can't put the pettiness aside. They just can't. So we move forward. As many of you guys know, nothing stops what we do. We move forward. The good news is, as we've set things up many times. We know how to bring people in. So there's going to be people out there that are speaking, that people are going to want to be at our event here. And that's just all there is to it. Plus, we have the media attention. WJHL knows about it. Insider Edition knows about it. Brian Enton knows about it. There's a lot of other media sources that do know about this. We're trying to get TBI to come out there and, give an update. We're asking, for Hawkins County, to be present. So it's one of those things where we are really working hard to make this a great event, not only for Summer, but as well as law enforcement. But we are there out of love. We are there to unify and show our support to Summer Wells and her sacrifice. We also want to let law enforcement know, to keep moving forward, keep doing their, what they're doing. We want somebody held accountable, and we want to make sure that they know that it's the people that will never let this case go cold. And despite how, like even Benny is, reaching out and saying, basically, just let me know where you're staying. We might as well all stay at the same hotel and da. But I'm not making my my room reservations. One of my mods in here are taking care of all that. So it's like, I don't even know where I'm staying to even tell him. But, I definitely would like to take him out to lunch, have that mutual respect from one creator to another. So we'll see how it all works out. We'll see how it all works out. But I want it to come from a place of love. I don't want derogatory, signs or anything like that there. But we can't, if people want to do their own thing, they are entitled to do their own thing. If that's what makes them feel better, kudos to them. Kudos to them. I would prefer people showing that they can let bygones be bygones for the sake of one day. There are some people that I really don't care about, but you know what? This is from a place of love, and for the sake of summer, I'm willing not to discuss those things for the sake of summer. If other people can't do that, that's on them. That's not for me to harbor. They're not renting space in my head. Clearly, I'm the one renting space in theirs. So that's just all there is to it. So we're just not going to worry about it. We move forward with our plans. We've got a lot of creators that are backing this initiative, and we're very thankful for that. Yeah, I know. That's what I heard. Her ex-husband. So she's been going through a lot of stuff, but this is what is really crazy about this case. So Vicky and her husband actually got a divorce, and they were living together in the house. And apparently they must have, despite the divorce, they must have still loved each other quite a bit, because her ex-husband died. And I don't know if it messed with her head or what, but shortly after he passed away, she decided to break Casey out of jail and go on the run with him. And so everybody was wondering, did she have like a mental meltdown? Did she have a break in the case? Or a break, sorry, hold on, let me get this done. Just a break in what she was doing. I personally don't know. I can tell you that it sounded like she had some things harboring inside of her. The question is like, it sounds like this has been in the plans. Like, he just passed away. And it makes you wonder. Now, I'm not, this is speculation, but if she's been carrying on this relationship with this Casey guy through the mail, and, this elaborate scheme did not just pop up one night and it was planned. I mean, this is something that sounds like it was planned for quite some time. And, it makes you wonder. It really does. With her husband passing away, are we sure that it was by natural causes? One, because she did just break out a convicted murderer from jail. So, I would always want to know what's going on with the husband, because I mean, right after the husband died, look at all the things she did. She sold the house under value, and she went on a run with a convict that she had been obviously speaking with for some time. So it wouldn't be that far off base to think that maybe she helped her husband along. It really wouldn't. So it makes me wonder. It just makes me wonder about what really happened inside her home and why she sold it so quickly. And, these things that, everybody thinks this was a ploy for her escape, but it sounds to me like she was a very frugal woman and already had a large nest egg set aside. And they couldn't tell us to the tune of how much money she actually withdrew to go on the run with, just that she sold a property for $90,000, and they know that she converted that into cash. She could have been pulling money out all this time along the way. They could have had, God knows how much money they could have potentially had to go on the run with. $90,000, believe it or not, folks, is the minimum amount they had to go on the run with. The minimum. But it was, I can't wait until Mike comes up here to explain, how he got into that room, how he was able to talk one of the attendants into showing him the live feed, the camera footage of when Casey and Vicky were at the car wash days earlier. This was on, I want to say, May 3rd. When they were at the car wash days earlier. And I believe somebody had called it in, and somehow it got fumbled and law enforcement screwed that up. But even days later, they're still in the area. Clearly, they're still in Indiana, because that's where they were captured at, or at least one of them. So it's it's definitely a saga. I can foresee a movie coming out of this. I really can. I can foresee a movie being created off this case. This kind of has all the elements in it for a great movie, not documentary, like an actual movie. So we'll see in 3 to 4 years whether they have a movie come out about the Whites. Isn't it odd that they both have Whites as last, White as last name, and they're in no relation? Yeah, I think they were. That's a great question, Betsy. I don't. I especially when they were and they came so close at that car wash of being captured. And I gotta say, the video that I saw on Jonathan's page that Mike, our friend Mike, was streaming. When he was in the car wash, like you could see Casey acting really odd, really paranoid, really strange. Not like if anybody would have saw him in that car wash, they would get that vibe. That dude, there's something going on with that dude. What's up? What's up with that dude? Some of those car washes, there was, drug exchanges at. So, I mean, probably my first thought would be, he's there for a buy or a sell. If I didn't know what was going on and didn't recognize him or anything like that. Go get your coffee. I came early because usually this program is early, and I got, Anissa. Good morning, love. Good morning. Usually we go early. Lately I've been late. I've been late for a couple weeks, but but when I go a little later in the morning, we have more people that are joining us because, people that wake up at 6:00 on the East Coast are able to, the West Coast are able to join us as well. Like right now it's 7 minus 3. So it's like 4:30 in the morning, on the East Coast. West Coast, Lord have mercy, the West Coast. So she felt better to die then. Exactly, because she was a correctional officer. Mama Bear of 10, it's nice to see you, honey. Hope everything's well with you. Oh, that brings me to the next thing. Yes, folks, please go out and be sure to hit the thumbs up button. The thumbs up button. Please be sure to hit that. Let me check him. Just check on my friend. He needed to wake up. Kind of caught him off guard. Okay. Oh, here, let me repost that. Oh, I thought I posted it for him. There we go. He's going to be coming up shortly. Sorry. So I just want him to come in and just tell us what he saw. I mean, he was literally after, like when he was at that car wash, running that clip, the person that the car wash actually got a phone call and said that they're at a standoff, they're captured, and was at a specific area. So Mike got right in his car and headed out to the scene. And I'm in awe. Like this, it was in his backyard. And so there's nobody that's going to have better information for us outside of law enforcement to come up on the panel than Mike. So I'm very excited to have Mike. He will be coming up here shortly. Give him just a few moments. I just sent him the link to his text message, and we're just going to hear his experience. Hear his experience firsthand. So this is going to be exciting, folks. So just sit tight. He will be up here shortly. And in the meantime, please don't forget to go out and hit the like button. Oh boy. What if he had... Okay, guys, we're gonna bring up Mike right now. Hello, Mike.
Hey, the sound's breaking up.
Oh, is it? Maybe it's on your end. Let's hope it's not on my end. Nobody's told me. So far, it looks good on my end. Can you hear me or no?
It's still breaking up.
Okay, go back out and come back in and see if that helps. Let me take some of my my stuff out. Yeah, just come back in and then we'll have a chat.
Okay, it's better now.
It's better? Okay, I just clicked something off.
A little bit.
So we can hear you perfectly. So tell me your experience. Let me just pull my head off.
Okay, it's pretty bad. I'm going to leave and come back.
Okay, leave and come back. He sounded crystal clear to me. Am I breaking up to everybody else? Hey, what's up, Buttercup? Yeah, if I need to take my face off so he has better bandwidth, I will. But I want to hear his experience. This is good stuff. So let him do his thing, and he'll be back up. Anyways, no. So I'm doing good. Okay, good. Okay, great. Well, I cut something off of my computer just to be on the safe side. But at any rate, we'll. Okay, good. Yeah, I was about to say he sounded perfect. I mean, on my end, even when he was talking. Hello. Okay, so he's coming back. Let me pull him back up and see if the sound's a little better. Is the sound better?
It is better.
Awesome. So I wasn't getting notifications for Jonathan's for whatever reason. So I've already let my panel know, the ones that subscribe to him, to make sure that their notifications are on for him.
It's bad.
And yeah, and I saw a friendly face on his. Oh, he's dropping. Maybe a computer might work better. Hold on, let me just text him real quick. Would a computer work better? I don't want to miss him. He's got such a great story to tell. But we will get him. Yes. Her mother must be so heartbroken. Yes. And she lived next to her mom, folks. Her house is here and her mom's house was there. Insanity. We will see. So, but it was crazy. So I've known Mike for years. Okay, he's back. Let's cross our fingers. Third time's a charm. All right, let's try it again. We can hear you perfectly, just to let you know. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. It's real static.
Okay. Well, we can hear you perfect. So
Okay,
let me
I'll try
see
to
if I
pick out
can.
what you're saying.
Okay. Maybe giving you a little more bandwidth. Does that work better for you?
Yeah, that's a little better right now.
Okay. So I'll just keep my thing off. So I was telling everybody it was crazy because, I was watching Jonathan's skit and a friendly face popped up, and it's yours. So you were out at the scene. Tell me how you got the footage. Did you just walk up to somebody at the car wash?
Okay, you cut out there, but yeah, what happened was Jonathan sent me a message on Messenger, a post about the Vicky White and Casey White vehicles found here in Evansville. And so I got back with Jonathan. I said, I'll check it out. This is around noon yesterday, local time, my time, Central time. So I went looking around the hotel, see if maybe I can find Casey. Of course, I didn't find him. I didn't think I would in daytime. So later on, it was maybe about 30 minutes later, they showed a picture of an Evansville business with Casey. It looked like Casey. So I said, that looks like a car wash. So then one of our local news station, 44 News, was winding by a car wash. Well, that car wash is just like a mile away from my house. So I head over there real quick. And the only body was there was 44 News. And then, so then,
but you got behind the scene. I mean, you got to see the video of them, the interaction that they were having at that car wash.
Yes. At the car wash, I know that the manager of the car wash, I know. He's a friend of mine. So I started questioning him about it. And he told me that, now this happened on last Tuesday when there was a pickup truck in one of his bays. And so it was kind of sticking out just a little bit. And so he went over, he lives across the street from the car wash. He went over there and took a look at it. Nobody's in it. The keys are in it. So he goes in, about his day. He checks on it, during the day, still there. The next morning, the vehicle's still there. He opens the vehicle up, nobody's in there. He starts the vehicle, turns it off. Then he calls the police. So he had to take his granddaughter to school. He comes back, the police still hadn't been there. So he calls them back. The dispatch said that the police did come there. They ran the plates. It wasn't stolen. And there was, and he said, well, she said, I'll send him back out. So he comes back out to the police officer and he said, there's nothing I can do. It hadn't been reported stolen. Nothing I can do. And James said, well, I'll have it towed. So James himself called Tri-State Towing and had it towed. All right. This was last Tuesday on May the 3rd. And so then on Sunday evening around 8 o'clock, the U.S. Marshals called James. And he didn't answer the phone because it was an unrecognized number. So when he didn't answer the phone, the U.S. Marshals texted him, said, call me as soon as possible. This is U.S. Marshals in Alabama. So then James called him back, and the U.S. Marshal said, I heard that you had a vehicle towed from your car wash. He said, yes, I did. And the U.S. Marshal said, where did you have it towed to? James said, Tri-State Towing. And then James said, does this have anything to do with the K.C. White, Alabama case? And the U.S. Marshal said, we believe so. So then the U.S. Marshal said, we have U.S. Marshals coming your way. They want to talk to you. So in the meantime, James goes and checks out the car wash security cameras. And he spots, Casey in the video. And it was 4 o'clock, around 4:15 p.m. in the afternoon on Tuesday when this happened. Casey gets out of the truck. Of course, he don't wash his truck at all. It's a self-serve car wash, coin operated. All this happened like 8 minutes. And then Vicky, which James couldn't tell it was Vicky, but he knew it was a shorter lady driving the car. She pulls up down the road. Casey walks out, gets in the vehicle, and they leave. A different vehicle, which we now know it was a Cadillac. Mm-hmm. And then James has all this on video. And so anyway, I talked to James about it, and he showed me the video. He took me inside the office of the car wash and showed me the video. And yeah, it was pretty wild.
And then he got a call. You were ready to leave, and he got a call and said that they believe that the people are captured, and you actually went out to the scene.
Yes. While I was still there, James got a call from his buddy. Said, "Hey, they caught him there by the airport." And because we have a Facebook page here in Evansville called Evansville Watch. They listen to the police scanner, and they'll post on Facebook what's going on. And Evansville Watch, I guess they heard the police scanner, so they rushed out to the scene. and they was there at the scene. So then I rushed to the airport, which is about 8 miles away. And, yeah, of course, they done had Casey and Vicky already, away from the scene in custody or at the hospital, I guess you want to say. But, yeah, I rushed out there real quick.
That had to have been insane. So that happened in your backyard. How does that make you feel? I mean, that's just wild.
It's kind of shocking. We don't get much national news here unless it's something, something bad. So, to know that it happened, that they came to Evansville 1 mile away. And of course, when they went to the airport, well, they didn't go to the airport. It's close by the airport, but there's motels around the airport. See,
Gotcha.
I live off of 41, about 2 blocks off Highway 41. So they had to travel north on 41 to get to those hotels. So that's within 2 blocks from my house. And yeah, it's pretty wild. I never thought they would have been captured here in Evansville, Indiana. And actually where they came from, Athens, Alabama. My daughter has family that lives there, so that's pretty wild too. I mean, Athens, Alabama is about 4 hours away. I mean, it's not a real, big distance away.
I would have thought they would have gotten a lot further in their travels being on the run this long.
Well, another thing, this happened on Tuesday, last Tuesday, when the truck was spotted. When James saw the truck, called it in, he even told him, it was Tennessee plates, and the local officials, when they pick up on that, why didn't they think, hey, could this be Casey and Vicky? And James was kind of frustrated, because the U.S. Marshals was supposed to come, that was Sunday night that they called James, 8 o'clock, and they said, we'll be in the morning, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, they didn't show up. 9:30, they still haven't showed up. So James got frustrated. He said, I'm going to call the local news. So he calls the local news and said, hey, do y'all want a big story? They say, well, sure. What is it about? He said, the fugitives? Well, their truck was spotted at my car wash. They said, the one from Kentucky? No, James said, Alabama. They said, we'll be right there. So 44 News beat the U.S. Marshals to the car wash. And then 10 minutes later, then they told James to not talk anything about the case or what vehicle that they left in or anything like that.
Yeah, a day late and a dollar
but then,
short.
James, yeah, they dropped the ball. Luckily, I'm surprised they still was in Evansville. We're talking, days later?
Days later, almost
Why did they
week.
stay in Evansville? Did they have some kind of did they have some kind of connections with somebody helping them out?
Is your town's pretty small, isn't it?
Casey's 6'9".
Yeah.
No, we're the third largest city in Indiana. We're population Evansville, 120,000 people. The county's like 175,000. So we're a medium size.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about the size. Well, our county's just a slight.
We're on the state line of Kentucky.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we're on the state line of Kentucky. I mean, as soon as you cross the Ohio River, you're in Evansville, Indiana.
Yeah, that's just crazy. If you would have left
a
car. Yeah, I'm still here. If you would have left a car somewhere, you would think you would get out of Dodge before people found it.
I mean, here, Casey, he didn't do this at nighttime. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, Casey's tall, 6'9". I mean, he stands out.
Yeah.
I mean, this mind blowing that he didn't. I don't know. All this happened in daytime. Just kind of, like I said, I figure, if you're
Sorry, we have just a
what?
little bit of lag. We have a little bit of lag. Sorry about that, Mike. But what I find odd is this was the mistake that they made. If they never left that vehicle in that bay, they would still be on the run right now.
Yeah, I don't know why they ditched the truck in the car wash. I don't understand. He comes and picks him up in that cattle. James said that they parked the car wash, wasn't on the car wash property at first, the truck. Apparently she was following him, or I don't know what happened on that. And then he pulls into the car wash, the bay of the car wash. It was the very first bay of the car wash. And I mean, I don't know. Did Vicky go and purchase a car with cash? I mean, there's this, buy here, pay here kind of car lots. Maybe they threw down so much money and used a fake name and got a different car. I'm not sure why they would change vehicles.
Yeah, that seems odd.
Or why
to me
didn't they, when they did, why did they stay in the
mistake.
area?
Yeah.
I just don't understand why they stayed in the area, after they ditched the truck at the car wash. Yeah. They could have been, Canada by now, I guess.
That's where I thought they were going when I started seeing their direction going north. I thought they were going to try to make it to Canada. I was surprised that they only made it to Indiana from Alabama, to be honest.
Yeah, I just don't know why. I mean, they stayed at a hotel. Used to be a Motel 6 a while back. Now it was Motel 41 or 41 Motel, which was that's where they were spotted at. I guess the local police saw the Cadillac, and the car chase only lasted 3 minutes. I mean, thank goodness no. I think guess only by got hurt were Casey and Vicky.
Yeah, but it's sad. She ruined her entire
life.
life.
Vicky took her life. It seems like she over somebody that like Casey, who had a 75-year sentence. I mean, I don't know. I feel sorry for her. I kind of feel sorry for her because she made a bad decision. It seemed like she was a good person, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what triggered her to do something like this. And her family, you gotta have some. I feel sorry for her family.
Yeah. Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time this morning. I don't want to keep you. I appreciate you getting up for me and everything. I was completely shocked when I saw your face on JLR's page at the car wash, and I forgot that you're from Indiana. I didn't realize this was your neck of the woods.
Yeah, right in my backyard.
I'll be damned.
I'm glad it's over with now. They do Casey in the Vanderbilt County jail jail, so I guess they'll be sending him to Alabama.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you before I let you go.
Do
you think it was a hoax that he confessed to that murder just so this was part of their escape ruse, or do you think he really murdered that other woman?
The one I think he was 5-year sentence. So now, I guess he's admitting to whatever at murder, so he can be in the county jail, maybe.
Yeah,
he was in prison, so they brought him to county jail to hold him for trial. I'm guessing. So, did Vicky know him before he came to county jail, or I don't know?
It sounds like it.
But it's that she, it's a shame she for this guy,
Yeah.
I mean, she was getting ready to retire, and then, yeah, it's a shame.
It is. Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time. Love you, and
So,
God bless, and see you soon, hopefully.
I can't. Okay, take care.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. So there you guys have it. That is a friend that I've known for a few years, and he's, hangs out. We do a lot of stuff together. And it was just shocking when I saw Mike there in on JLR's feed. To be honest with you, I got to be honest with you. So, Mike, you can just leave if you want. I'm done. If you want to go on with your day, I see you still in the back. There you go, in the back chat. So, at any rate, that's my friend Mike Boatman. Many of you guys will see him. If you guys go over to JLR's page, he put some stuff up. Mike was there in the back room of that car wash. He got a personal view of the interaction that Casey White had at that car wash. We also learned that the car wash people were initiating more publicity to that truck because law enforcement wasn't able to do anything. And so it was definitely a interesting situation. I'm sure it was very exciting. Not a good exciting, but when you're dealing with something and something's fluid and you're walking out of a car wash and you're realizing that, 8 miles away that these fugitives that are this was a national effort to find this a correction officer and this escaped inmate on the run. And so he's walking out of the car wash and he's getting notification that they're 8 miles away, that there's a standoff in a car. And very interesting. I'm sure it was pretty exciting for somebody that's never, dealt with this. It's sad that Vicky chose to end her life there. It sounds like, and a lot of people, kind of feel that she was manipulated. She had this dying husband at home. She had just lost him. And this convict, befriended her and was able to use that friendship to escape from jail. Now he's back in prison. She is now deceased, and it was all for nothing. That video was taken a week ago today, so they had been on the run. I want to say maybe close to 2 weeks that they had been on the run. So for a 2-week joyride. She's now dead, and he's going back to prison with more charges. He had nothing to lose. She had everything to lose, and she lost it all in 2 weeks. So it's giving me goosebumps to think, but these people in prison are manipulators, and they can spot weak people. And they know how to manipulate. They don't go for the strong, independent people. They go for the ones that are broken, the ones, think about it. She was dealing with a husband that was dying. And, when you're around inmates and things like that, she may have talked about it. She may have had a bad day and said, my husband's at home dying. I don't need this crap today. And that may have made her a target for this gentleman. It is anything's plausible. But it's just sad that she lost her life in the commission of this crime. And, she wouldn't have, in my opinion, have spent that much time in jail. She would have had, and it's not fun for anybody in law enforcement to be behind bars with criminals. It's not a good way to spend your time. And she would have been a target if she would have went to jail. I think she knew that. I think that terrified her more than the time being spent there. I think it terrified her. I think the The fact that she disappointed her family terrified her. I don't think she wanted to face them. I don't think she wanted obviously she made a permanent decision for a temporary problem, and it's sad. I don't know, there was a time in my life that if I went, you know, it wouldn't have bothered me so much. And, I could have probably have done it. But, now in my life, I can't imagine not waking up to see tomorrow. And it just being in that spot of despair, so much so that you actually followed through with it. It's just, I can't imagine what was going through her mind at the time. It's just, this whole story is sad. This whole story truly is a sad, sad story. So, I am still in awe that one of my friends was right there and captured it. So kudos to Jonathan for reaching out to Mike. If you guys didn't get an opportunity to see Jonathan's videos, please go over there and watch them. You guys will be able to see a live view of the car wash of the video. And this is a video that was aired on Jonathan's page. So if you guys didn't get your notifications, again, like if you're not getting my notifications, make sure you unsubscribe, resubscribe, and turn that bell to the all button, because you don't want to miss things. We never know when something's going to break. We never know when we're going to have live breaking news in person. And that's so important for that bell to be on, because when that does happen, you want to see it firsthand. You want to see it as it's happening. And just like me, yeah, I think so. Hey, V, it's nice to see you, honey. Haven't seen you in here in a little minute. Nice to see you, babe. Yeah, he did. And everybody else started following suit. And so I'm very proud of him. So kudos to Jonathan for that. Kudos to Mike for being there at the scene and feeding information. Just a great team effort. So kudos to all of you for taking the time and getting the information out to the people. It's just weird that news arrived before law enforcement did. And, sometimes it happens, there's a breakdown of communication. This is a fluid situation. People are, going, I'm sure, 1,000 different directions. And, just because they think something might or could possibly be connected, may not be. And it probably took them a little minute to track the truck down for them to find out that the truck was just recently purchased and blah, 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 blah. Gosh knows what's going on. But clearly they didn't realize that this truck truly was involved with this manhunt. And when they did, everything just focused right there in Indiana and bringing them to justice. But still, the question still needs to be had as to why they were there and why they stayed in that area for so long. When you're on the run, you got to keep moving. You can't, stop. You can't get comfortable. You can't be in one area too long. And I'm sorry, but being in that same area for a week was entirely too long. It seems to me their biggest mistake was dumping the truck. The truck wasn't even on the radar of law enforcement. That was the mistake they made. And we're glad that they made that mistake. I mean, it's sad that Vicky lost her life, but we're glad that they made the mistake of that, because the manhunt finally came to an end. When people are out there on our roads, armed and dangerous with nothing to lose, you could lose your life. And you could just wake up in the morning, have a normal day, drop the kids off to school, and never come home again. That is reality. Tomorrow is not promised. This afternoon's not even promised, folks. You just never know. So it's very important to love your family. Let them know your friends, let them know you care, because tomorrow is never promised. And this is a good analogy of that, because we heard that this wasn't like this couple became very violent. Apparently they were trying to hijack 18-wheeler and the man refused to drive. And so they tried to stop a female 18-wheeler, and she started driving off, and Casey started shooting at her. So this is people that have nothing to lose whatsoever. So it's scary when you have these types of people on the road and you don't know where they're at. But thank God, so far, it sounds like the only people that were injured were the perpetrators. And that's good news. The streets are safer today. Thank you to the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, everybody else that had their hands in on this case, trying to track these fugitives down and taking them into custody and making our streets just a little bit cleaner and safer. Baby Yoda, happy birthday, 38. I wish I could go back to 38. I wish I could go back to freaking 18. Actually, under 18. I want to go back to like 1. Then I know I don't have to pay a bill for 17 more years. Oh my goodness. This adulting, man, it sucks. But you know what? I find, looking back, hindsight's 2020. Kids were a lot less vicious when I was a child than they are as an adult. These adults out here, man, they are just, it's amazing to me that they have children of themselves, and it scares me because their children are going to be adults one day acting just like their parents. So big shout out. Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda's birthday. Happy birthday, Baby Yoda. Go enjoy that 38. Don't turn 42. Don't turn 42. Oh my goodness. So good morning, everybody. Can I share a link? They just posted on Daily Mail. I don't know if you can share it in here or not. Is there a way to do it in private chat? I'm not sure. See if you can do it in private chat. I'd like to see it. Let me see what else I've got. We got that picture up. Hold on a second. I've been having some problems with my computer mouse. Oh. Been having problems with my computer mouse, so I got a mouse. Oh, here, let me just go ahead and point this up so you guys can see it. Guys, don't forget to go to JLR's page. He's got a lot of good content on there. He was following this case. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. Because here he is, right here is the one, and it says breaking, Casey and Vicky White both spotted. That is the one. That's Mike Boatman right there. That's my friend. He was out at the scene. He was able to bring live content. So guys, go over to Jonathan Lee Rich's page. He does, again, have some breaking news here from yesterday. If you guys didn't get it, you need to go ahead and subscribe to his page so you guys get up-to-date information. And there's the Cadillac that was there. Jonathan was out at the scene, or not out at the scene, but he was talking about it. And here's some more surveillance videos of the truck right there. So he really does have breaking content on his page that if you guys did not get, you want to make sure. Jonathan is everywhere. He knows everyone, and a great source for breaking news. So be sure to go over there and subscribe to him. So these are just some of the news articles. We're going to just go ahead and go through some of these. Unfortunately, again, I want to let you guys know there is a $10,000 reward for the escapee, and it sounds like, and I'm hoping James at that car wash, because he's the one that broke this, so they knew that these people were in that town in order to capture him. So I do hope that James gets that reward, or the people from that car wash are entitled to that reward for their harrowing efforts and making sure they brought attention to that vehicle. Yes, thank you, Anissa. Anissa threw JLR's link into the chat, so be sure to go over there and give him some love for the work that he did on this case. He was sitting in front of his computers I'm sure, for 8 hours in following this case. He's been following this case since it began, and he's a great source of information. Again, it's sad that she is now dead and he is back in jail, but she was old enough, and we have to, no matter how people are manipulated, she was old enough to know better. She was law enforcement. She was a correctional officer. They are trained not to commingle or get too friendly or befriend these inmates. I know as a correctional officer in these jails, there's got to be a level of respect for the people that you are monitoring over, and the respect that they have for you. It is vital that happen. It keeps the prisons, calmer. It keeps the inmates in order. It does a lot, but there's a fine line with that, a very fine line that can be crossed and diluted. And that's what happened, it appears, here. So we want to make sure that we bring awareness to that. And I know JLR has brought up a few times, he wanted to know, is it okay to have female correction officers in these male jails? It's a great question, and vice versa. I mean, this is not the first time we heard about this. I mean, look, we just covered Susan Smith, and there was a couple correctional officers that were terminated because of the affairs that they had with Susan Smith in jail. So, we have to look at this as a society and figure out how we handle this, because unfortunately it's nature. Bodies need certain things, and not so much for women, but definitely for men. I mean, it is a function that they have to have. There's certain medical issues that can derive from things not happening in that area. We're not going to go in or describe them, but any male that's watching this understands what I'm talking about. Things get very uncomfortable for them if certain things don't happen in their body, period. And it's apparent. I mean, it's a body function. So it makes you wonder, is this something that needs to change? We have all this, men should be able to do what women do, and women should be able to do what men do, and things of that nature. But is that really appropriate for our jails? Because these types of things are going to continue to happen if we continue to commingle, females and males and males and females. I mean, there's a reason why these jails are just for women and these jails are just for men. So if they're there to separate the sexes, so to speak, then why aren't just men in the jail for just men, and the women are in the jail for just women? Because quite frankly, I mean, you've got women showering and things popping off, and is it appropriate for a male to go if a female inmate is not getting out of the shower during their time? Is it appropriate for a man to go in that shower to remove that woman? These are a lot of things that we have to take into consideration when we're hiring staff for these jails. And I realize that there are some people that are gay and transsexual and things of that nature in these jails. So maybe you need to have one female or two female staff members, but it doesn't mean that those staff members need to be commingled with the male inmate population. So, there's got to be, this has to be looked at, because this is not the first time something like this has happened. And the way the design is of the incarceration and correction officers and, things of that nature, if we don't take a real good look at it, this will happen again. It will happen again. So we'll see how this all, Vicky is a victim of the system. It's plausible. But again, she was old enough to know better. I mean, think about it, Baby Yoda. Do you think that you yourself would have been manipulated in such a way? that you would literally go against everything that you believe in to break an inmate that's serving 75 years out of jail. Maybe she was in the lowest part of her life. Maybe things were just unraveling for her and her brain was all messed up. You're right. I mean, it's possible. But I also like to put blame where blame is due. She was old enough to know better. And I hate giving somebody, oh, bye, Anissa. I love you, baby. Thank you for coming in. It is, it's hard for me not to put the blame where blame is due. She was old enough to know better. She's been around these people for well over 16, 17 years. She's never done anything like this before. Why him? Why him? Yeah, you're manipulated by men. Yeah, well then, I don't know. I don't know if I would be a part of this because, I mean, I like to sit down and play the tape through. I'm one of those people that have to play the tape through. And at some point, I would think, I would hope, I would pray that my brain would say, this is not right. This is not something that makes sense. Oh, no, that's great. Sorry for not doing a good interview. Oh, he thinks he did a bad interview. Are you kidding me? Mike, you were great. You were great. If you're watching, Mike, you did great. Everybody could hear you crystal clear. I think it was more your end than mine. Hold on a second. Let me write them. You did great. Mike, if you're watching, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Trust me. Everybody in here appreciates your time and explaining. I'm still dumbfounded it was in your backyard. I'm just like, what? What? So it was really good. Yeah, Mike was absolutely. Thank him for us. Yeah, absolutely. Mike, if you're watching, we loved it. We loved it. You did an amazing job. You did an amazing job. Yeah, I guess, maybe I should drop a link because I want to hear, this is a great topic. We'll go into this in just a second. This is a great topic. Let me drop the link for those that want to come up and tell me how they feel that, well, what should it be? Maybe the next, hold on a second. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So, he sent me, let me go ahead and pull this up. I did pull it up. Give me just a second, guys. I wanted to show you. He sent me this too. He was able to get this out. Let me find, where is mine? Oh, there it is. Download this. I'll pull this up. Why isn't it opening? Huh. I'm not sure why it's not opening. Here, we'll just move this over here. So the guy's only 38. He looked much older than that. But there he is. Yeah, he was arrested. He was booked on 5/10, which was yesterday, right? No, it was this morning. He was booked at almost 2 a.m. this morning in Athens, I guess it wasn't Athens, Alabama, Vanderburg Sheriff. So he was picked up. He's a resident of Athens, Alabama, white male, 38 years old, and he was booked 5/10. That was this morning at approximately 1:45 this morning. So Mike was able to get that and send that over to me as well. That is his booking photo. Let's see if I can. There we go. There he is, folks. Casey Cole White. So, but he did, again, Mike, if you're watching, you did an amazing job. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw the link in the chat. If you guys want to come up and tell me, because it seems like a lot of people really feel bad for Vicky and feel she was manipulated. And I want to just hear how, how you think that, this could have happened. How do you, how can a correction officer for 16 plus years be manipulated this much that she breaks a man out of jail? I'm curious. I'm curious. Make me a believer, folks. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are and how this could have happened. So let me get this in here. There we go. For those that want to come up, I'll take you guys one at a time. If a few people get behind the chat, maybe we'll bring everybody up and just have an open panel discussion here. But I'm definitely interested. Definitely interested. I feel bad that she lost her life. Don't get me wrong. I really do. I feel like there was a spiraling effect. We talk about these things all the time on this channel, this spiraling effect in life when things start spiraling out of control. What made her, fall in love with this man? Because I got to tell you, there is nothing that a woman will do almost anything for love. For if she loves somebody, a woman is capable of just about anything, whether it's the love of their child, whether it's the love of their husband, their boyfriend. I can tell you that they would be willing to do almost anything for that person when they truly love them. I personally, I would be a shadow on the wall if, for somebody that I love. So let me bring somebody up. Chadwell, there you go. Hello, my love.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So how does this happen?
I don't know. So I'm from Ohio, so it was kind of close in our backyard, so to speak. And I tried to send you the link, but it didn't allow me to do it. So, and I didn't know what the chat thing was, but I just didn't know if you had saw, it said the sheriff speculates he may have shot dead the prison guard lover, Vicky, as their 11 days come to an end. So I guess my thing is, I guess we don't know. I mean, did she do it? Did he do it? I guess that's kind of like the big thing because we just don't know.
Wow. I didn't even hear that. I'm trying to pull it up now. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can try to find it.
Okay. If you just do like Daily Mail and then put inmate Casey White, it should come up.
Daily Mail. Hold on. Let me look that up right now. Daily. Oh, come on. Let me just do a new one. Daily Mail. Daily. I can spell my. And Vicky. Let's see. How do I search on here? Let me just go back and do Daily Mail and Vicky. Yeah, because I mean, it would make sense. I mean, he is an alleged killer, so would rather die than surrender. Yeah, I'll have to go through here. Self-inflicted gunshot wound. This is from prison guard Vicky White dives from after the car chase with in a rollover crash. So they actually rolled over, like they were.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, I'll have to go through and see if the allegations of, potentially. I mean, it wouldn't be too far fetched that Casey ended Vicky's life. I mean, it's not his first time doing something like that.
It's just sad. The whole thing is just sad. Like you said, I mean, just a week, and even what the chat was saying, just a week to just blow your whole life. I mean, we don't know the backstory. We don't really know truly the reason why, but it's just it's just sad. So sad.
Do you think maybe he said, they chumped up the charges, he needs out to prove his innocence, and, just really just went like full throttle on, manipulation? I mean, how does a guard of such a long time, I mean, 16 or 17 years she was there, and just throw it all away for 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And at the end of that 2 weeks, she's gone. I mean, I don't know.
I think it can definitely happen. I mean, I really do. I mean, both men and women can be manipulated. I mean, it goes both ways, but I think, like you said, 17 years. I mean, she won all those awards from watching, people talk about her, and she was just so highly, loved by the community and loved by her, her peers, and
respected.
Yes. It's just the whole thing. I mean, it's very mind boggling. And like you said, they just went to Indiana. So I kind of, I feel in my gut, I feel like maybe something had happened in the aspect that they had a plan of XYZ. We were going to go here. And then, but to stay so close, I just feel like something happened along the lines, whether maybe she started having second thoughts or vice versa. I just think that obviously there's more to the story, and I just hope we can, now that she's gone, which that's terrible, but I feel like there's way more to the story than we'll even know, because I'm sure
there is. And you know what? She's taking all of that to her grave, because we're not going to be able to trust anything that comes out of Casey's mouth.
No.
That's what happened.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I just wanted to hop on here. I'll give some other people the opportunity, but I just wanted to say that you're great. I appreciate what you do. And you're a breath of fresh air in the community, and I appreciate you. And I always listen to you while I'm working, so it makes my day go by better.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to bring some joy or some information to somebody's life. We try to
we greatly appreciate it. And like I said, if you can try to find that link, because it goes in a little bit more in depth, but I just thought that was interesting where, the sheriff he's speculating that he thinks that, she didn't do this to herself. So I'll be curious to see in the next coming days if they get better clarification.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm very interested. I know Jonathan's running with this case, so he's probably going to be breaking news out more so, because I'm looking at other cases and things of that nature. So I know he's going to follow this through, and as information becomes available to the public, that's why I like everybody to know to go over to his page and subscribe. As information, he's going to be the one getting that stuff out to the public. So he was one of the first people that broke this news. He was one of the first people that brought somebody from that area on, to show, basically evidence of that truck. We had a friend that knew somebody that was able to get in the back room and actually have that was stuff that the U.S. Marshals obtained, and he was able to obtain it. So that's huge. That's like a huge street cred right there. So congrats, JLR, for that. And he will definitely be running. I will probably be piggybacking off of some of the stuff he does, but he'll be breaking it first, and want to make sure everybody gets that first, because I do more lives than videos. He gets those videos out as soon as possible.
All right. Well, thanks, Betty. I hope you guys have a great day, and everybody in chat, and enjoy the weather down there.
You too. You too, my love. We'll chat soon.
Thank you. Bye.
So for anybody else that wants to come up and just give their thoughts on how in the world does a correction officer with so many accolades go from being a correction officer to being a fugitive on the run? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. If you guys have any thoughts on what you guys are doing, what had transpired, what your thoughts are, just let me know. Let me know. Oh, I need to go out and see if the glow sticks. I didn't even hear the door. I went to bed so early last night. The glow sticks were supposed to be here by 10. I bet you they're out the front door. I forgot to check this morning, but we'll do that. So yes, Chadwell, thank you. Thank you for coming up and letting us know your thoughts. If anybody else would like to, give me their thoughts, what do you think happened here? I mean, how do we go? How do we go from getting awards to being dead? Right? That's what happened. And now the bigger question is, did she really take her own life? That's going to be up, there's going to be a lot of conspiracy theories about this coming out, I'm sure. Did she take her life? Was it self-inflicted? Or is she another victim of Casey White? I'd like to explore that. Yeah, big dreams. He brought that to everybody's attention too, a couple days ago, as a matter of fact. And I with all this going on and hearing of other cases similar to this, it makes me wonder: is it appropriate? in this day and age. I mean, I can understand having 1 or 2 on there, for, transitional type people, where they identify as a different sex than they were born with. Maybe they need to have somebody on hand for that, depending on to the degree of, the transformation, I guess, would be an accurate way to say it. Maybe that might be an option, like having 1 or 2, but to have them interacting with the general population, is that really appropriate? Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think? 1, if you think we're going to have 3 options here, so listen to them. 1, if you think that men should not be in women's prisons and women should not be in men's prisons. 2, if you think that there should be, a woman or 2 on staff at men's prison and a man or 2 on staff at a woman's prison. Or 3, if you like it the way it is. So 1 is no male's prison, male guards. 2 is having 1 or 2 on staff, and 3, keeping it the way it is. Interesting. So far I'm getting the majority 1s. We got a 2 in here, but so far I'm not seeing any 3s. So far I'm not seeing any 3s. We got somebody else coming up on panel. Let's see what we got. If you want to stay on, you can. Well, hello. How are you?
Hello. Oh, just fine. I want to thank you first off. I've been watching you since the Gabby Petito case, and you amaze me. I really appreciate you. But I'm a former correction officer from the state of Michigan. I live in Tennessee now. But it happens all the time. And one thing that Michigan did, because the men officers were just as guilty as the female officers. Michigan took the men and prohibited them to work in a female prison.
Mm-hmm.
So in Michigan, they have all the females throughout the state in one prison, mostly female officers. They need to do that. I was in a male, I did females for a while, then I did go to a male prison. And it happens all the time. I mean, the ones that seem like the strongest that say they would never touch a prisoner are the ones that do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's horrible, but I think mostly you're stuck there 24/7. That becomes your life. I mean, until I retired, I said, the state owns me.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see more prisoners than you do your own family in some cases. I mean, I could do 16 hours, go home and sleep for a couple hours, and I'm right back there. It's sad, but it happens.
Female. Sorry, go ahead. Finish up your sentence. Sorry.
I'm done.
Okay, being a female correction officer, you kind of have insight into what Vicky was living day in and day out. Do you find that the males targeted the women correction officers, either behind them?
Oh yeah, they do.
They do. And knowing that she threw 16 or 17 years down the drain for this, can you let me know, how does something like that happen? Is that just working a target for months on end? Is that...
I think they're lonely. And we got one officer that she fell in love with an inmate. She was ready for retirement. And she gave up her job and everything. When the inmate got out, she married him.
Wow.
I think it's, they don't stop and think what these people did to get there in the first place. It's unbelievable to me, but I mean, I think they're depressed. I think they're lonely, and anybody that pays attention to them, and it just happens, but it happens every day in the prisons across the United States. I mean, jails, prisons, whichever. It's, I think women should be only to deal with women, and they do the same thing in Michigan that they did with removing the men officers and keeping them with male prisoners.
Yeah. I think that's the consensus of the people in this chat. I mean, we had a few people that think there needs to be like a male, one or two males, in the prison for women and one or two females in the prison for men, but definitely not co-ed type of,
right.
But there's only a few. Many of them said, no, we need to have female and males separated on all accounts. The majority in this chat said, we need to separate them. And I have to concur with that. I mean, you have in prison. Go ahead.
They do have males in the female prison, but they're on camera 24/7. There's somebody in the Sally Port watching them. And I can't believe, number one, how she got out that door. Now, you have to have paperwork to show you're taking them for a mental evaluation. There's supposed to be something with that desk person that says that to, allow her to take that prisoner out. That somewhere in that jail failed too. Not just her, but that shouldn't have even happened, period. And when she holds the door open, and they got all that stuff on jail on camera, somebody's supposed to be watching them cameras. How did she hold that door open and he just walk out by himself? That don't happen. It don't happen that way. That's what amazed me. And the other thing that got me was I don't know if he was the sheriff or what, but he said one of the first things that Casey said was, he said he didn't shoot her. His wife shot herself. Did they go to Jellicoe, Tennessee or something and get married? I mean, what the heck?
That's where that came up, because somebody was saying they wonder if they got married while they were on the run. And that was a question that had been swirling around, the streets of YouTube. And I was wondering where that came up. And maybe that is what prompted that rumor that they were married.
Yeah, maybe it was a sheriff. I can't remember which sheriff though, but it was a sheriff on a news, a live news broadcast, and that's what he had told. And I can't remember it because I was flipping through everybody's channels.
Yeah.
So.
Well, JLR got it. He was the one that was driving YouTube yesterday.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to come up and tell you thank you and tell you that it's not abnormal. It happens all the time.
Wow. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that insight. A lot of people would be interested in that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Red.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. So there's another one. Correction officer. Happens all the time. It is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. So I think I'm on the consensus as well that they need to have the people that are interacting with the inmates in these jails need to be of the same sex. So if you're at a male jail, you should not be having female officers there, correction officers there monitoring the males. And not only that, but think of the safety hazard they are putting women correction officers in, just because it's not happening or we're not hearing about it, right? I mean, it all comes down to whether we're, obviously this stuff is going on. It's been going on for a long time, but we're not hearing about it. It takes cases like Casey White and Vicky White to put a spotlight on this stuff, even though this stuff apparently happens all the time. So, what is the corrections, our federal correction policies going to be in light of this? Definitely, it sounds like there needs to be some changes made. So these types of environments are not cultivated that promote a male inmate being released and going on the run with a female correction officer. It's sad. And not only that, but Red was just telling us that, there's been correction officers that have given up their jobs so they can marry inmates that were released. And it makes you wonder what happened in the jail, when they weren't able to. It's just too much. So there's a protocol that every guard has to go through training, and they have to pass. My best friend was a guard at Max State Prison, and CO will call an alert, and they have to come running. So I know that was into a response to another person's question, which is good. I'm glad a lot of people in here have a good understanding of what happens. I have to be honest with you. I'm ignorant to how all of this stuff works. I'm ignorant. I didn't realize that, female correction officers were in male pods. I had no knowledge of that. I mean, I've heard about it, but I figured it was only one or two. I didn't realize that there are people that are actually there all the time. We're not talking about, county jail here, folks. We're not talking about, somebody that's, maybe she was in a county jail. I don't know. I truly don't know. But I know JLR was very suspect to the admission that he killed this lady in Alabama. He thought it was part of the ruse to help get him out of the corrections facility and into a county jail. It very well is possible, because now we're hearing that Casey White is recanting his confession of that killing. So we don't know how that is all going to roll. Did Vicky actually get him insider information, to make his admission plausible and believable? It is a good question. Yeah. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate your time. So I'm going to throw the link back out. If anybody else wants to be a part of this discussion, let me know your thoughts. Sounds like something is being delivered as we speak. I hear the doorbell. So we're going to give this just a few more minutes, and I am going to pipe it down and move on with the day and start working on stuff we're going to be discussing tomorrow. But if anybody else has any insight of what they think happens, please don't be shy. Come up here. I'm interested in hearing your side. I'm here. News Nation has a victim of Casey White's son on an interview. Okay, I'll have to pull that up. Maybe we'll cover this. Had a relationship with a CO. Yes. And I was talking about that because two of them were fired from their job, and one actually went to jail for the relationship that he had with Susan Smith. But it's been we know Susan Smith is a manipulator. I mean, she captured the whole world. The whole world believed her for 9 days that a black man came and took her sons and was on the run. And come to find out, she pushed their car into a lake with them strapped into their baby seats. It's just disgusting. And I think it was the first time that the world really understood the capabilities of a parent and a child, what a parent could do to a beautiful, innocent baby. And it's very heartbreaking because she is one that garnered worldwide attention back in the 90s for her horrific acts. Yeah, she's pregnant. Is it she? I don't know. Hi, Steph. Yeah. I thought they would have made it, they've been on the run for 2 weeks. That should have been enough time, even if they drove at night. That would have been enough time to get them further than Indiana. Ah, birthday girl. Hello, my love. How are you doing? Happy birthday.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Excellent. I didn't do so good last time.
Oh, that's okay. So what do you think about all this?
It brings to light the fact of manipulation, any side. He worked at Vicky for a long time. He probably focused in on her. She had the most power in the jail. Have you seen the interview with the sheriff right after he found out she passed?
It's on Jonathan's page. I know he's got the news conference that he streamed on his page. I haven't had an opportunity to look at it yet because, like I said, I haven't been getting his notifications. That's why I was letting everybody know about the notification issue that I was having on JLR's page.
It's on News Now, and
Okay.
where the sheriff just finds out, and he is mad. He's still mad that even though she's passed away, he's still mad at her. And he says that he's gonna lock Casey up and have him, and he don't care what civil rights lawyer calls him.
Yeah.
And, and that's just the way it is. That jail is full of con men, and yeah, we should separate them because even Vicky, being as strong and mature as she was, I hope I'm getting the names right, but yeah, they still got to her.
Yeah. It's sad, what you do for love. Obviously she had, I can't imagine her doing this unless she was fully head over heels in love with this man. I just don't see it happening. So whatever he did it well.
And they didn't think it through either. The vehicle, they first won why did she pick out an orange van? And that is,
yeah.
That one sticks out. So she was in a rush to get that. And then he probably got in the vehicle and he probably flipped out because it's an orange van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they obviously had some car problems. That's why they had to ditch it because apparently it broke down. It wasn't something that they tried to pull out of sight. But I think the biggest screw up that they had on the run was that truck and leaving it in a bay and then staying in the same area that they left this pickup truck.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't even for both of them.
They were thinking that car wash didn't have a video system.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But it's a little nutty because, even the best laid plans, you have to have contingencies because things are not, when you make up anything, things just will not go the way you want them to go. Things will happen and you have to be able to be prepared to make, moves and have, I think that they planned so much of this. They had it gun ho and they put their blinders on that this is the way it needed to be. I don't think that they had a contingency plan. They didn't have a plan B if plan A didn't work or a plan C if plan B didn't work.
Yeah, he could have filled her. That tattoo is like the Aryan Brotherhood. And that's all I do is I research. I'm just one of these crazy internet researchers. And I looked into that and it's a prison gang.
Mm-hmm.
So he could have filled her head up with, I got help, blah, blah, blah here. Or they were waiting on help with this brotherhood or whatever. And they never showed up or he made it all up or, he's a con man.
Well, from what I've learned off of Dolly Vision's channel is that because he apparently he's talked to people that have been in prison for many years, and apparently some of those tattoos and aligning with those types of people is a survival mechanism when you're behind bars. So maybe it is plausible that he threw money or told people there would be money there if they helped him, and maybe you're right, some help just never came through.
Yeah, maybe. Good morning. Well, I love you, Miss Betty. I'm kind of freezing up here.
Where are you at?
I'm in Linville, Tennessee.
Oh, so it's still cold in Tennessee?
Well, it's a little cold this morning.
Gotcha. Well, I'm hoping it's not going to be cold when we're there June 15th.
Oh no, it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot. People wear your shorts and tank tops. No.
Yeah, but you'll be in the mountains, so it might be a little cooler up there. I'm in like middle Tennessee. We go to Nashville. My husband's a musician. I'm a musician, and somehow I got on it. Summer Wells has like sucked up my whole year.
Yeah, it's been pretty intense. You know, we were out when Summer Wells was going on. We were out in front of Brian Laundrie and the Laundrie parents, the Dirty Laundries. We were in front of their house, and you know, we weren't going to touch the case. We knew about it. We were monitoring it, but we weren't going to touch the case because of all the bad things we were hearing about the backwoods of Tennessee. But we were hearing the same things about Moab, Utah. When we went out there and everybody was so welcoming and warm, we thought the same thing might happen in Tennessee. And quite frankly, outside of just a few people, everybody there wants answers. And that's what people don't understand, is that the people, not just these one or two people that say these hollers are bad and we shoot first and ask what, that's not the way it is. It's not the way it is at all.
No, everybody's really friendly here. And we do have, like, I don't know, sometimes I put in your chat, like, what's wrong with Tennessee? Because, you know, of Candace and they're not getting arrested and stuff. Yeah. And our laws are just haven't adapted to current con artists. And I was looking up the Tennessee is 15th in sex offenders, because we have the least amount of laws against them. And the good people are getting victimized by a lot of people actually from out of state, or just bad people here. They know the law better than the good people.
Yeah, it's sad. It's just it seems like I previewed the penal code there in Tennessee. It seems like you guys do have laws on the books for certain things, but they just need to be enforced. And if they were enforced, things might be a little different.
Yeah, at least Tennessee got the kids out of the house.
Yeah, but they should have done it. And I don't think it was the CPS. I think it was law enforcement not notifying CPS of how horrible the living environment was for those children. And it's sad, because I just feel like if they would have gotten there, you know, back when Don was arrested for that brawl that they had on the Hill, if they would have been involved then, you know, Summer would still be here. We wouldn't even be talking about her right now.
Yep.
That's what's so sad. Well, thank you, Baby Yoda. Enjoy your 38th birthday.
Thank you, Woolhorn Betty. You're the best.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. You take.
So there's another one that came up, and, you know, it's just, everybody is in awe with this case, you know, of Casey White and Vicky White, and how we got to this point, and, you know, what is really going on, and how does this happen? How does this truly happen? And it does, folks. It does. So, guys, that's all the time we have today. I love each and every one of you. God bless you. I hope that you guys make Tuesday an amazing day. We will be back. I don't know what we will be covering. We may go in any information that we find out this afternoon. We will definitely be talking about tomorrow morning. You know, don't forget, we are having the candlelight vigil in front of Hawkins County Sheriff's June 15th from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. I hope that if you guys have not, if you want to attend and you have the means to attend, please make arrangements now for hotel stays and also taking off work. I will be arriving. I'm not sure if I'm going to arrive the 14th or the 15th, but I'm happy to meet you guys. You know, we can have a field trip, so to speak, if you want to go. Obviously, we can't go on property or do anything of that nature. But if you guys would like to go and check out, 110 Ben Hill Road, we can definitely have a field trip there. Just let me know what you guys would like. You know, we can go out to the water hole. We can have a tour of what we saw if you guys come into town. Just let me know, and I'm happy to make myself available. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm happy to talk to you guys about the stuff that I found. We'll just, we'll figure it out. But right now we are we're definitely over 30 days. I think we're at 40 days, maybe 38 days until this event kicks off. We're still in the process of reaching out to other people to see if they will be a part of it. We may have some speakers out there to discuss the case, to pray for Summer. But we are working hard on our end to make sure we pull all this stuff together. so we can honor Summer, as well as let law enforcement know that we back them. We want them to do better. We want them to bring the people responsible to justice, and we need to let them know that the world supports them. We're confused. We're confused. We're confused at a few different things, but we're not going to be discussing those things. This day is going to be all about Summer Wells, and we just want to honor her memory, honor her sacrifice, and let law enforcement know that we do back them. Anyways, guys, God bless you. Make it a great day, and be fearless, folks.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.